Hello and welcome to Kashmir Now. I'm your host Shreya Savijay. Let's take a look at some stories of this week's episode. Locals and activists condemn the unanimous resolution passed by the GB Assembly to grant the legally occupied region with interim provincial status. Pakistan treating illegally occupied POK its colony limb as Kashmiri activists. Indian Army brings Ummeed ki Seher for Uri youth in presence of Bollywood celebs. Sports sector gets a major boost in Jammu and Kashmir as Poonch hosts its first Premier League. And later, we'll take you to immerse in this year's Mahashivratri celebrations in our special edition of Incredible India. For the last 7 decades, Pakistan has spared no effort in strengthening its illegal control over the territory of Gilgit-Baltistan, either by changing the demography of the region or controlling its local politics with an iron fist. Pakistan has remained undeterred in executing its nefarious plans. Presently, Pakistan is planning to grant interim provincial status to Gilgit-Baltistan, and significant steps have been taken to execute the same. Both the local residents and activists have strongly condemned this move. We have a report.
It's not even 5 months that Imran Khan-led PTI, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, came to power in illegally occupied Gilgit-Baltistan, that it has started its usual gimmicks. Recently, the Legislative Assembly of this occupied territory unanimously passed a resolution demanding the federal government to grant the status of interim province for Gilgit-Baltistan. The resolution, which was presented by the leader of the House and Gilgit-Baltistan Chief Minister Khalid Khurshid Khan, stated that Pakistan's principal position in the light of United Nations resolutions on the Kashmir issue must be upheld in the amendment. The move by the Assembly has been strongly criticized by the locals as well as activists who say that altering the status of Gilgit-Baltistan will do no better to the region, but will instead give a free hand to Pakistan to plunder their resources.
क्या अबूरी सूबा बना के गिलगित बल्तिस्तान से पाकिस्तान का कोई अबूरी सरदार बनेगा, अबूरी वज़ीर-ए-आज़म बनेगा, अबूरी सेनेट का चेयरमैन बनेगा, अबूरी चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ पाकिस्तान बनेगा, अबूरी चीफ ऑफ आर्मी स्टाफ बनेगा? मुमकिन नहीं है। दाखिली खुद मुख्तारी अगर ये दे रहे हैं तो क्या मसले कश्मीर से, जैसा हमने अपने ड्रॉप में लिखा हुआ है, मसले कश्मीर से इसको हटाया जाएंगे? मुमकिन नहीं है। क्या वज़ारत उमूर कश्मीर से गिलगित बल्तिस्तान को अलग किया जा सकेगा? मुमकिन नहीं है। ये सिर्फ और सिर्फ यहाँ के वसाइल पर काबिज होने और लूट मार करने के लिए मुतनाज़ा हैसियत को पसपुश डालकर यहाँ के अवाम को बेवकूफ़ बना के चंद खुशामदियों को अपने साथ मिला के यहाँ के वसाइल पर कंट्रोल करने और अपने आइनी दफात को, जो हम आइन का हिस्सा नहीं हैं, उनको यहाँ ला के मुसलत करके हमारे साथ जुल्म जबर करने के अलावा और कुछ नहीं है।
Even after calling it a disputed territory at international platforms, Pakistan has continuously kept on making special effects in Gilgit-Baltistan to ensure that it remains under its control. In 1984, it abolished the state subject rule in the region, which resulted in demographic changes in the territory as people from different parts of Pakistan are free to purchase land there. It even went on to the extent of poll rigging to bring Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf or PTI into power so that without any opposition, Gilgit-Baltistan can be granted provincial status, and the same is happening at present. Pakistan's desperation for Gilgit-Baltistan is also due to China, that doesn't want its ambitious China-Pakistan economic corridor to suffer any political roadblocks due to Gilgit-Baltistan's semi-provincial status. Activists say that international community should immediately take action against this illegitimate move of Pakistan.
बात ये है कि ये कर नहीं सकते ऐसा। उसकी वजह यह है कि गिलगित बल्तिस्तान मसला कश्मीर का हिस्सा है और गिलगित बल्तिस्तान एक मुतनाज़ा इलाका है, और अगर पाकिस्तान इस किस्म की कोई हरकत करता है, क्योंकि ये खासे बेवकूफ़ हैं और ये दुनिया के सामने अपनी खिफत मिटाने के लिए, अपनी शर्मिंदगी को मिटाने के लिए जो है ना, ये इस किस्म की हरकतें करते रहते हैं, तो ये बिल्कुल गलत है और इसके ऊपर जो है वो एक्शन होना चाहिए। और जितनी भी हमारी सिविल सोसाइटी की तंजीमें हैं, थिंक टैंक्स हैं, उनको फौरी तौर पर इस मसले के ऊपर वेबिनार जो है वो करने चाहिए, क्योंकि कोविड-19 है, सेमिनार्स तो उस तरह के लाइव हो नहीं सकते जहाँ पे लोग जाएं और स्पीकर्स बैठे हों, लेकिन वेबिनार हो सकते हैं, तो वेबिनार्स किए जाएं। और ये जाहिर है चाइना की ख्वाहिश है बहुत ज़्यादा कि जैसे भी हो गिलगित बल्तिस्तान को पाकिस्तान का हिस्सा बनवाया जाए।
Pakistan, that has always posed itself to be standing for the rights of Kashmiri people, is the main subjugator in reality. It has not only exploited the people and the resources of its illegally occupied Gilgit-Baltistan, but has also pushed them to a state of complete oblivion by framing unjust laws and policies. Now, this status elevation would mean that Pak-China nexus can go to any levels of exploitation without undergoing right scrutiny.
Ever since Pakistan illegally occupied a part of the then princely state of Jammu and Kashmir, it has been committing numerous atrocities on the people of this region. Their lands have been snatched, their natural resources plundered, and adding more to their worries, even their political leaders work in cahoots with Islamabad. With no light at the end of the tunnel, the life of people living in this illegally occupied region is slowly getting pushed towards complete darkness. Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan, which remains under the illegal occupation of Pakistan for more than 72 years, are being treated as colonies. The grip of an occupier is getting stronger, with rights activists meeting a brutal state crackdown or ending up in prison. Indiscriminate plunder of natural resources by Islamabad has been highlighted repeatedly, but that hasn't been enough to deter it. Activists say that the region is not even granted a small share of dividends generated from its resources.
Water resources are used, but we are completely ignored in any kind of royalty in this Neelam and Jhelum hydro projects. So Azad Kashmir is a colony simply, and all those officials who are installed in Azad Kashmir, they are playing in the hands of GOC Murray, and they are serving Pakistan's sovereign interest. They are not serving the people of Azad Jammu and Kashmir's interest.
Pakistan falsely claims to have granted autonomy to the region. Locals call it an absolute joke. Even the Prime Minister and the President of the occupied POK have no say in the policy making for Kashmir. In fact, they are there to execute orders of Islamabad-installed Lent officers. The so-called Independent Legislative Assembly is not allowed to prepare even one document on its own. It must have the approval and blessings of Islamabad.
All the powers, constitutionally, all the powers is in the hand of four powerful Lent officers. The Prime Minister and President have no constitutionally any rights to serve the people. And that constitution, that act is imposed by the government of Pakistan, and the so-called Legislative Assembly has no right to amend or to delete or to add anything which is benefits for the Kashmiri people.
In Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, anyone who wants to serve as a public servant is asked to sign a pledge of loyalty to Pakistan. Even the establishment has used draconian legislation to frame or suppress the voice of anybody who has dissented or has gone against the late protocols. And with no legal recourse available to these hapless people, an assertive international intervention is the only way they can be saved from an imminent doom. Next, we move to Jammu and Kashmir that recently played host to a cultural festival in the presence of two popular faces of the tinsel town. A perfect amalgamation of the traditional and modern, the event aimed at providing a platform to young talents of Kashmir Valley as well as motivate them to achieve great heights.
The union of Bollywood and traditional music made up for a wonderful experience for Kashmiris during a day-long cultural festival, Ummeed Ki Seher. Organized by the Dagger Division of Indian Army in the Uri area of Baramulla district, the event provided a great platform to youngsters to showcase their talent through various performances.
कुछ दिन पहले बारामुल्ला फेस्टिवल हुआ था, उसके बाद गुलमर्ग फेस्टिवल हुआ, तो उड़ी के लोगों की एक फरमाइश थी कि यहाँ भी ऐसा एक फेस्टिवल ऑर्गेनाइज़ किया जाए। और उड़ी के आवाम का फ़ौज के साथ में नाता काफ़ी गहराई तक जाता है। तो यहाँ के लोगों का जो मानना था कि यहाँ के जो बच्चे हैं, यहाँ का जो टैलेंटेड यूथ है, कहीं ना कहीं वो डिप्राइव्ड रह जाता है एक प्लेटफॉर्म के बिना, क्योंकि ज़्यादातर इवेंट्स मेन सिटीज़ में होते हैं। तो इस बार हमने जब ये इवेंट ऑर्गेनाइज़ किया तो वी रीच्ड आउट टू आवर फ्रेंड्स इन द फिल्म इंडस्ट्री एंड दे वेरी थैंकफुली कंसेंटेड टू कमिंग टू उड़ी टू मोटिवेट द यूथ। जिस हौसले के साथ, जिस खुशी के साथ लोगों ने इसमें पार्टिसिपेट किया, इसमें हमें कोई दो राय नहीं है कि आगे भी ऐसे इवेंट होते रहेंगे और इन रिमोट एरियाज़ में भी यूथ इंस्पायर होता रहेगा एक पॉजिटिविटी की तरफ।
The presence of two Bollywood stars made the fiesta even much more splendid.
How's the Josh? How's the Josh? How's the Josh? Jai Hind!
Vicky Kaushal, who was highly praised for his role of Indian commando in movie Uri, The Surgical Strike, and Sonal Chauhan, who did an amazing work in Jannat movie, added a tinge of glamour to the whole event. Kaushal even performed a dance number with students to heighten up the josh. Both the actors interacted with locals and expressed their happiness over getting an opportunity to visit Uri. They even thanked the army for inviting them.
तो बहुत खुशी है कश्मीर आने की, उड़ी आने की। मैंने फिल्म की थी उड़ी, पर उड़ी आने का कभी मौका नहीं मिला था। दिस इज़ माई फर्स्ट टाइम इन उड़ी एंड 2 साल से मैं सर से भी कह रहा था कि आई वाज वेटिंग फॉर एन अपॉर्चुनिटी कि मुझे उड़ी आने का मौका मिले। सो आई एम वेरी वेरी थैंकफुल टू वत्स सर, to the Indian Army, and what was lovely for me to see over here was the camaraderie between the people, the army, and that was genuinely very very warm.
सबसे खुशी की बात यह है कि आई थिंक पहली बार फिल्म इंडस्ट्री से यहाँ पर मैं और विक्की पहले एक्टर्स हैं जो यहाँ पर आए हैं, तो बहुत गर्व महसूस कर रही हूँ मैं। और इंडियन आर्मी को बार बार थैंक यू बोलना चाहती हूँ कि हमें यहाँ पर आने का मौका दिया गया और बहुत सारी अच्छी मेमोरीज़ वापस लेकर जा रही हूँ। और डेफिनेटली मैं अपने सभी दोस्तों को और सभी को बताऊँगी कि उड़ी कितनी खूबसूरत जगह है।
Kashmiri's love for their Sufi roots was also emphasized during the event. Wearing authentic traditional whirling dervish costume, the performers turned the entire atmosphere mystical. Local artists as well as residents urged to have more such events in future so that the youth gets encouraged to unveil their talent.
ऐसे इवेंट अगर फ्यूचर में ऑर्गेनाइज़ किए जाएं तो यहाँ की यूथ जिनको बहुत सारा उनके पास टैलेंट है, उनको मौका मिलेगा आगे जाने का, तो ये बहुत बड़ी अचीवमेंट है।
Kashmiri youth is highly talented, be it dance, music or acting. They have been successful in making their presence felt in almost every domain. And with such platforms like Ummeed Ki Seher, many more talents will definitely come to the fore.
Jammu and Kashmir is witnessing a revolution in sports sector, with several innovative measures taken by the government authorities to overhaul the sports ecosystem. The Union Territory is slowly moving towards becoming a sporting powerhouse. Under one such initiative towards giving boost to sports culture at grassroots level, Poonch Premier League was organized. Take a look.
Cricket fever was running high at Poonch as the district set the stage for the first Premier League 2021-22. Organized by Ehsaas Foundation at Poonch Sports Stadium, the league was organized as per the format of IPL, which is Indian Premier League. The auction was held in which owners chose the players for their respective teams. In total, there were 8 teams participating in the league. Few among them were Poonch Panthers, Poonch Lingers, Poonch Smashers and Poonch Super Kings. All the teams got a chance to play 7 matches that were attended by a number of dignitaries from the district as well as local people.
हम लोगों ने एक यहाँ पे एफर्ट करा है एक टूर्नामेंट आईपीएल के फॉर्मेट पे करवाने के लिए, जिसका नाम हमने पीपीएल मतलब पुंछ प्रीमियर लीग T20 क्रिकेट टूर्नामेंट रखा है नाम उसका। ये एक बड़ा अच्छा मौका है यहाँ के यंगस्टर्स को उस आईपीएल का, अब हर कोई जाके आईपीएल तो खेल नहीं सकता, लेकिन वो फीलिंग उन प्लेयर्स के अंदर लाने की, ताकि वो और जोश जुनून से स्पोर्ट्स की तरफ उनका रुझान बढ़े, चाहे वो क्रिकेट है चाहे कोई भी गेम है। तो एक हमारा ये एफर्ट है कि जो हमारी यूथ आजकल गलत रास्तों पे जा रही है, उनको उनकी एनर्जी को प्रॉपर वे में, पॉजिटिव वे में चैनलाइज करके हम लोग ग्राउंड में यूज करें, और उसके साथ साथ में उनको जो क्रिकेटिंग स्किल्स हैं या जो बाकी स्पोर्ट्स के स्किल्स के उनके लिए बेटर प्लेटफॉर्म दें, ताकि वो अच्छा करें इस टूर्नामेंट में भी। और यहाँ से अगर वो अच्छा करेंगे तो ऑब्वियस है कि जो मीडिया है वो इसको पूरा नेशनल कवरेज हमें इस टूर्नामेंट की मिल रही है। कोई भी प्लेयर अगर अच्छा करेगा तो डेफिनेटली उसका नाम नेशनल लेवल पे भी आएगा सबके सामने।
Organized for the first time in Poonch, the initiative aimed at channelizing the energy of youngsters in positive activities, along with providing them with a platform to hone their cricketing skills. Players were effusive in their praise for organizers for providing them with such a wonderful opportunity.
मैं बहुत मुतासिर हूँ आज का यहाँ पे माहौल देख के कि इतना बड़ा प्लेटफॉर्म इन टीम्स के लिए, इन प्लेयर्स के लिए इस तरह का मतलब जो अरेंजमेंट किया गया है, ये बहुत ही काबिल तारीफ़ है। और प्लेयर्स को जो है यहाँ पे मौका मिलेगा कि वो अपना टैलेंट दिखाएं। और सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि ये लीग बेस पे है, हर टीम को 7 मैच खेलने को मिलेंगे। ये एक बहुत बड़ा इनिशिएटिव है, क्योंकि इससे पहले हमने देखा है कि यहाँ पे जब भी हुआ है कोई टूर्नामेंट तो वो नॉकआउट बेस पे होता था, तो जो टीम हारती थी वो घर जाती थी। तो ये इसमें पूरा मैं कहता हूँ कि ये पूरा क्रेडिट जो है ये ऑनर्स, ये जो अपने ऑर्गेनाइजर हैं इस टूर्नामेंट के, उनको जाता है।
Besides organizing such championships and competitions, UT government is also ensuring modern sports infrastructure coupled with world-class training for young sporting talent across the region. 200 crore rupees have been sanctioned under the Prime Minister's development package for the upgradation of sports infrastructure and encouragement of budding talent in the field. Another 30 crore rupees have been sanctioned by the government for the construction of playground in every panchayat of the Union Territory. Last year in November, the government also signed an MOU with Suresh Raina Cricket Academy to prepare the budding cricketers of J&K for national and international level with a comprehensive training program at a professional level. Moreover, for the promotion of sports at grassroots level, every panchayat has been provided with sports kits worth Rs 20,000 each during the recently concluded third phase of Back to Village program as per the local requirements. Though global pandemic delayed the development of sports sector, but in the last few months the work has taken momentum.
पिछले 5-7 सालों में जो स्पोर्ट्स है वो काफ़ी ज़्यादा ग्रूम हुआ है, काफ़ी ज़्यादा बड़ा है। मैं साफ शब्दों में कहूँ तो फला फूला है। उसका रीज़न ये है कि गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने बहुत मेजर इनिशिएटिव्स लिए हैं। जो हमारी स्पोर्ट्स मिनिस्ट्री है वो उसका जो फोकस है, वो टेंशन है स्पोर्ट्स को ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा जो है इनकॉर्पोरेट करने का है, ताकि युवा जो है वो एंगेज किया जा सके स्पोर्ट्स में। ख़ास करके जम्मू कश्मीर में भी इस तरह का जो है वो फोकस रखा गया है। मैं बात करूँगा जो है पहले आपका इतना फिटनेस की तरफ जा था, वो एक प्रोग्राम जो है वो इंट्रोड्यूस किया गया था। अभी फिट इंडिया मूवमेंट उसका नाम था, लेकिन अभी जो है पिछले 2 सालों से खेलो इंडिया मूवमेंट चल रहा है। इसमें जो फोकस है वो रूरल की तरफ ज़्यादा गवर्नमेंट ने रखा है, क्योंकि रूरल में हमारी बहुत ज़्यादा स्पोर्ट्स बस्ती है, जिसके तहत आपका जो रूरल का युवा है वो स्पोर्ट्स में ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा जुड़े। इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलप हो रहा है, बहुत ज़्यादा ऐसे इनिशिएटिव लिए जा रहे हैं कि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा जो स्पोर्ट्स अरीना में जो लोग हैं वो इसके साथ कनेक्टेड हों।
Be it football, hockey, volleyball, kabaddi, Jammu and Kashmir government is promoting sports across various disciplines. In the near future, it will also be establishing Khelo India state centers of excellence in all the 20 districts of the Union Territory. While 40 will be established in the first phase, the number will later be increased to 120.
Next, we move to our section of Incredible India, where today we'll take you to get soaked in the celebrations of the most auspicious Hindu festival of Mahashivratri. Dedicated to Lord Shiva, the festival is observed with great pomp and show across the country, with most of the people spending the day in praying and fasting.
Shiva temples decked up in colorful lights with devotees crowding around them to offer milk, flowers and leaves to Shivlings marks the auspicious occasion of Mahashivratri. Observed on the new moon day in the month of Magha of Hindu calendar, the festival is celebrated in the honor of Hindu god Shiva and marks a remembrance of overcoming darkness and ignorance in life and the world. Devotees also observe a full day fast on Mahashivratri, which is kept not only to attain Shiva's blessings, but is also a test of one's own determination. Like every year, this time too, the festival was observed with great faith and color all around the country. At many temples, SOPs were strictly followed and proper arrangements were done for the devotees.
As far as COVID is concerned, we are taking all sorts of measures to maintain the SOP as well as guidelines of government. And for this, keeping an eye on the sun temperature, we are also arranging all sort of things. Around 18 water points have been finalized. Along with that, all sort of toilets provisions for the devotees, and other arrangement also in place.
In Gorakhpur, pious devotees arrived in large numbers at Jharkhandi Mahadev temple to offer prayers to their Lord. Similar scenes were witnessed in Madhya Pradesh, where priests at Ujjain Mahakal temple performed Abhishek of Lord Shiva on the occasion of Mahashivratri. Following the traditional rituals, priests were seen offering milk and honey to Shivling.
मंगला आरती के पश्चात जो दर्शन भगवान भक्त लोग अब आकर करेंगे वो दर्शन प्रारंभ हो गए हैं। सभी भक्त दर्शन कर रहे हैं। अब 24 घंटे भगवान को सतत जल धारा और दूध धारा भगवान पे चढ़ेगी।
Meanwhile, in the religious capital of India, Varanasi, much enthusiasm was witnessed as Shiv Barat was taken out during the occasion. As Mahashivratri is also considered to be the marriage anniversary of Lord Shiva and Goddess Parvati, the procession is very much the enactment of Shiva's wedding. People smeared with colors danced crazily on the beats of hundreds of damaroos and other musical instruments that were played during the occasion.
आज महाशिवरात्रि का पर्व है। काशी जानते ही हैं, काशी है बाबा विश्वनाथ की नगरी है, भोलेनाथ की नगरी है। शिवरात्रि पर्व जो है बहुत धूमधाम से बनारस में मनाया जाता है। शिव बारात निकलती है, बहुत ही बड़ी लंबी चौड़ी बारात निकलती है। हम लोग बारात में शामिल होने के लिए यह पहले से ऐसा जश्न मनाया जाता है, उस जश्न में शामिल होने के लिए हम लोग तैयारी कर रहे हैं अपनी।
Celebrating Mahashivratri in Uttarakhand's Haridwar exports you to a completely different world full of calmness and mysticism. Har Ki Pauri bathing ghat in the city can be seen buzzing with people since daybreak during the occasion. In India, 12 Shivratris are observed in a year, out of which Mahashivratri is considered the most auspicious. According to legends, on this night, Lord Shiva performs the cosmic dance of creation, preservation and destruction, also known as Tandav.
That's all we have for you in this week's episode. Till we see you next week, it's goodbye from the entire production team.